say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it, this is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
I never took a straight path, no way.
Squirrel Rosenberg Radio coming in lovely on a crisp Saturday night. It's an epic night tonight in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wow, wow. The way we come in on this one already let you know that this is going to be an epic podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're rocking out. Completely killed that music because I want to just hear it dry right now as I get ready to introduce everybody that's in the studio and my guest that's coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, the intro already told you we're rigging out something special tonight. But you know how I normally rock in on SQR Podcast. I want to big up everybody that's in the house tonight. I told them on the intro, tonight's going to be epic. So let's start from the intro. Big shout out to my boy Manny and Charles on the camera holding us down. Thank you so much, guys. You know, making sure what you're seeing is what we're doing back here in the scenes and giving you the full taste of what's happening here on the SQR Podcast. To the guests that's in the Peanut Gallery, I'm going to take a moment to big you guys up. Big shout out to Christian. Thank you so much for coming in, sir. Big shout out to my boy Joe. Big shout out for being here, Flacco, Max, the people in the back, and the lovely ladies that are actually sprinkling some flowers in between all this concrete. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. Big shout out to Ellie behind the sounds, holding us down, and we are about to rock out with something special tonight. My guest, Hassan. Thank you so much for being here. Hassan Oliver is somebody to watch. Not only is he a comedian, actor, activist, writer, he is the full gamut of what we need to enjoy right now, especially in a climate where everything is tense.
Yeah, the full throttle, baby.
Yo, thank you so much for being here, bro.
I appreciate you.
Let's just lift these green bottles and salute the Heineken movement right now. Of
Rude
course.
Boy.
Yeah, we drink for real, for real. You know, we always drink responsibly here as we enjoy these Heinekens on SQR Podcast.
Yeah.
Hassan, let people know who you are.
My name is Hassan Oliver, a.k.a. Baby Boy Haas from Newark, New Jersey.
Big up Newark.
Big up Brick City in the house. I'm always in Brooklyn, so people call me Brook City, Brook whatever. Okay. Because I roll with a lot of Brooklyn dudes, man. We got a connection going on. So my new name is Brooklyn City.
Okay, we're gonna adopt that right now.
Yeah.
So you're telling us the journey of, and that's what we do on the podcast. We dissect who you are, where you came from, you know, the influences you had, the bumps, the wins to make you who you are right now and what you're doing. So before we dig into the past, let everybody know some of the projects you're involved with, where they can see you, and how they can get in touch with you if they need you.
The last project I did as an upcoming comedian, been out here for 10 years, I produced, directed, and written my own movie called The Real Unemployed Comedian.
The Real Unemployed
Comedian.
Sounds like a life story.
And it came up because, you know, every average comic, you wound up really being unemployed, because if I worked at the mall and I got an audition coming up, I can't call out. I'm either going to get quit, get fired, or try to say somebody died in my family. And most of the time, they be like, well, your mother died last month.
She can't die
you fired.
Exactly.
So it's like you always wind up unemployed at a certain term. And as a comic, I took it like this. If I'm not in contract with you for a month, I'm unemployed for that month. So I'm the unemployed comedian.
So you're going to actually understand the whole starving artist terminology.
Starving is like the word. It's like you bleeding.
Wow.
Starving, not the word.
So let's go back to this. List the projects and let them know how they can get in touch with you before we dig into the past.
The projects, all the way to where I'm at now. The projects, the DraftKings with Odell, with Joel, the movies with AZ, Mano. All of that came from just grinding, no pay. Just passion, grinding. I can do this role. I can do this role. Because every comic wants to do a comic role. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to always challenge myself and take a more serious role. SQR
Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg. Yo, what a jewel you just dropped and snuck into that, because it's so profound to hear you say, although you're a comedian, you did not want to do a comedic role. So before I even dig into that, because we're almost at the end of your story, let's go back to the beginning.
The beginning.
what was the family makeup like? Because I'm trying to find out what ingredient that came in that inspired the comic in you.
Growing up in foster care. Yeah, you like
talk about it.
Growing up in foster care, like Tiffany Haddish, like a lot of us comedians come from foster care. Eddie Griffin, DMX is a rapper, but he was a foster child to his grandmother. Back then, you take on so much pressure, and you're not afraid of anything. You're not afraid of no. You're not afraid to fail. You're afraid of being loved. So comedy for me, growing up, remembering all of that in the foster care with different ethnicities, it's like, you know what? Whatever I do in life, I'm gonna take control because I already saw the worst.
Let me take you back a little bit further. How did you get into the foster care system?
The real story or my joke way?
All right. Let's do this first. Give me the joke first.
The joke way is back in the '80s, growing up in the hood. When crack cocaine hit the hood, my parents couldn't resist the sales pitch. So they went in and spent a lot of money on that, and my black ass wound up in foster care. That's the sales pitch of any mainstream or urban room, and unless you know what you're about to see on stage. That's how I identify it. That's the joke that I deformed it.
So let me ask you this, because I'm very curious, and I've always seen a comedian who they deliver a lot of real stuff that we go through. And it's not even the material is like so rare and perfect, because we all can relate a little bit to what the story. So let's dig into this. Give me the real story behind the journey into foster care.
The real story from my parents?
Yes. No, so let me ask you this. You were born, what was the family makeup like? When you came into this earth, what did you come into? What was that scenario like?
I came into, the whole family was Muslim. And they wasn't Muslim. But I got a Muslim name and I got a white last name.
Okay.
So Hassan Ali Kareem Oliver.
What?
So that right there should tell you something wrong with his last name. If you can't catch that, then something wrong with you.
So you're born into a Muslim household that's not really living the Muslim lifestyle.
No, at all. Nobody taking their shahadas, no nothing. This is real.
No, talk to me.
Yeah, so
because here's what I'm not going to interrupt you anymore because I'm always known for doing this, but I also am so curious about your journey, because right now I'm seeing a very confident, a very prolific young man that's killing it out here. So let's go back and continue the journey. So you're born into this Muslim household. You're not living the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Brothers, sisters?
Brothers, sisters. My birth mother, it was just 3 girls and just me. 1 boy. That's why I came to the name Baby Boy. That used to be my stage name, Baby Boy Haas. So it's like when we all got separated, it was like, where you gonna go from here? You meet back up at 12 and 13. You don't know each other now.
So the transition into this breaking up, and the reason I'm being so granular, because I realized that through your journey, you've gained strength through all of this.
Yeah.
It's so clear. And even if I didn't speak to you, I sense that. That's why I want our listeners to be able to understand and dissect that. Listen, what you went through, they can go through it too. Talk on it. So what was that journey like? Was the family initially on drugs? Who brought it in? What did you see? Is there something profound that happened during that experience?
The experience was, as I learned later, that I used to really hate my mom for certain reasons, but she probably made the best choice of her life and my life to give us up. To have a better life, because I went to a white family. I was the one that went Caucasian, like different strokes, Will and Arnest. I had like more like 1 stroke. So I was with the Caucasian family for years. So when I go through coming up in the hood, then going to the suburbs, then coming back, I'm kind of confused. Then I got to meet my other sisters and brothers. Like, I don't even know if I'm being lied to or told the truth, but all I know is I'm making fun of everything I see. I was a jokester from day one. So that's like, you kind of scarred, but you like, you know what? It's funny to me because I don't know the truth no more. I'ma just laugh. Kevin Hart said it best, laugh at my pain. That pain I'm going through, like, you really probably not my sister. I'm gonna try to kick it with you. I don't know. Like, I probably try to knock my sister off who was Caucasian, but I can't.
Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg, Hassan Oliver, coming back from this quick break. We're gonna continue this journey of his life. Thank you so much for being so open.
Gotta be.
Then my
mother decides to have another baby at the age of 40-something. Now I'm sharing a bunk bed with a 2-year-old and a 58-year-old. And y'all think why I do comedy? It's fucked up. So my mother got 3 uncles staying with her. They all paroled there from prison. Now the house looks like a halfway house. That's why I picked it.
I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of
I
twists
just
and
came
turns,
up with the
bumps and
hardest part.
bruises.
Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg. Ooh, we kicking back here. Hassan Oliver, comedian,
Actor.
prophet. You know, just experiencing so much that he's and I love the fact that through your journey, I'm understanding that comedy or you being or taking a comedic approach was therapeutic for you, because you've been very casual. And I gotta be honest with you, I was hoping to poke at and get something out of you from the experience, but you seem to just really have maybe mentally glazed over it, or because that's not major, bro. I mean, growing up under the circumstances that you have, it's not the norm.
Yeah, it's not. But the older you get, you kind of look at it like, you know what? I went through the worst already young. If I dealt with that, being an adult, you deal with different things. I'm gonna just make the best out of it.
Squirrel Podcast. He just dropped a jewel. Stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. Making the best of whatever comes your way. So let's continue this journey. So you're into the foster family.
Yeah.
What's that makeup like?
It was weird because in school back then, people looked at you like, "Ew, you adopted," and you like, it's kind of bullying, but it's like, okay. So me being very athletic, I handled it being athletic, funny, and popular. So when I found out adopted, I didn't know I was really adopted till like 12. I'm thinking mommy. But I knew, I thought the white family I was living with was friends. But when I really found out, so the pictures of my last name was Jacobs. I was like Will and Arnold in different strokes.
Wow. Sound like you accepted that whole thing.
It was like, what can you do? You that's the journey you've been through. So now this is my life of comedy. So it was written for me to, that's your gift. If you want to go on stage and tell it, if not, whatever you do in life, go strong because you've been through it already as a child.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember a specific moment through that little journey, right, that you realized that comedy or me being funny or me translating my journey through, tell me that moment, come on.
The second family, this is a true story, is in my comedy. I was adopted by back in the day, it was called when two lesbian women, before lesbian was called bull daggers.
What?
I don't know if you know bull daggers. They grew up they hate men.
Bull
daggers.
Okay.
Maybe it's a Jersey term.
Yeah, that went over my head. I'm not exactly the most sharpest tool in the shed. But
it's legal to say, like, an older lesbian is called a dyke.
Yes.
The grandmother of dyke is bull daggers. Like, those were my parents.
Okay, yeah, we're learning something on Squirrel Podcast.
And once I go around, they like, yo, who your mother and father? I'm looking like Optimus Prime and Megatron. Like, look, I knew that young, this is hilarious. And I did a talent show, and they both came. And whatever I did on stage telling jokes, my mother was like, you should do comedy. You funny. I'm not mad at you because you called me and your mother. I'm like, well, you my mother too. This is true story. That's what I knew. I'm gonna do comedy. Megatron and it was crazy.
Yo, so you went up on stage.
I did it.
What age was this?
The 7th grade.
Are you crazy?
Talent show.
And you're talking about the bull dagger.
Cause they like, where's your parents? I'm like, they right there. They like, who? Her and her. And no lie, I was like, yo, I want to do comedy.
Wow.
I want to do comedy.
What was the crowd's reaction to your story or your pitch or your set?
Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. His parents gonna kill him. Parents were sitting in front cheering me on.
It's beautiful.
But when you adopt it, it's like a probation period. You only with them parents for a while to where if they're not stably ready for you.
And Squirrel Podcast, I'm trying.
You gotta go.
You said it's a probationary period.
That's true.
Oh my God, that's so funny. And I'm not laughing at your story.
You gotta laugh at it.
No, I'm laughing at your delivery.
Okay.
And I have to salute the therapy behind it.
It was therapy and learning experience, and like, why should I'm sad, but I gotta laugh at this. I'm not asked to put in this situation.
Let's slow that down real quick, because in today's world, a lot of people are glazing over that power. SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. I'm sitting here with Hassan Oliver. You just dropped that again. You said you're sad, but you turned that into a joke.
To a joke. The best comedians, comics in the world, and entertainers turn pain into. We just lost Aretha Franklin. She took so much the world was going through as black people into songs. That's why she was great.
Toast, R.I.P.
Freedom. She was
Aretha.
feeling our
Let's lift that
pain.
up. Bong.
So comedian,
That was well said.
a well-said joke, a lot of people who probably could relate to it be like, wow, that was deep. So it has to come from somewhere.
Fascinating. Wow.
It's funny for something.
So moving on from that experience, and now you realize that, oh, I like what I just heard. I realize that mom is saying, yo, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Your journey from there forward, college, high school, were you the comic through that whole?
I was the class clown. I was the mascot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was the mascot in college because I needed extra credit because I couldn't pass certain classes. So I said, I'll wear that uniform for 2 years with no underwear on. Just give me the credit. But I was the best mascot.
What was the mascot?
I was a Wolverine at Essex County College.
Yo, big shout out to Essex County College.
ECC. I was the Wolverine. I had my split because, like, I was into gymnastics and all that. I told you I was with a white family. They had me doing all type of tutu stuff. I had my Russia. When Bloodsport came on, I was the one in the gym going, oh. I'm telling you, this is how the young boys say it. This is facts, bro. This is facts.
Yo,
so
let me ask you this.
I just thought it was, this is me, this is my personality, and I'm gonna roll with it.
Bong, you answered my question before. Because I was saying, how do you step up to the bat with that much machismo and say, yo, I'm gonna be funny. Give me that role. Give me that mascot. Whether the grades were good or not, because I'm pretty sure you could have done something else. But you just embrace this.
But you be scared at the same time. Everybody gets nervous. You can be, as an entertainer, actor, comedian, you could be nervous, but you always gonna wonder if they're gonna accept what my talent is. But the main thing is having the guts, because public speaking is the number one hardest job in the world. But if that was my gift, nothing else don't matter. I'm not scared.
SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, dropping jewels 1, 2, 3. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, dig into the third phase of this, and find out what's going on right now in Hassan Oliver's life. Profound podcast. 1.
That's what's up. you got that Lenny Green voice.
What's up, sweetie? Take a cake.
I want none of your fucking cakes.
So you Italian, right?
Yeah. What's it to you?
Yeah, you like chocolate.
Look, motherfucker.
You eat oodles and noodles?
Oodles and noodles? What kind of fucking question is that?
I'm
what
talking.
the fuck's up with this
Shut
guy?
the fuck up. I'm talking here.
What the fuck are you?
Take a cigarette. It's a little knockoff Newport.
I don't want a Newport.
You look dizzy.
Just come from the poet's
On
part.
the man,
Joe on the hook.
on the man, 1225. That's Joe.
Make it, this is where it goes down.
Joe is official, bro.
Joe been singing hooks
I
forever.
just wanna come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make
I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of
Let's do our podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, rocking in. Hassan Oliver, yo, thank you for putting me up on this sport. I'm a big 50 fan,
Yeah.
but hearing Joe in the background, blowing on that hook is also official. So thank you for making that be the mantra.
It's a good score for the movie.
Wow, SQR Podcast, everybody out there, find a song that'll be a great score for your movie.
Not song, score, and compose right.
Wow, let's crack into this. So now we have taken you the journey from being born into a Muslim family that's not really doing the Muslim thing, getting mom and dad realizing they're on drugs, getting into the foster care system, been to 2 homes or multiple homes. Multiple homes. Through this journey, you have coined and mastered being a comedian or taking a comedic approach through this journey, which at the end of the day, I salute you twice, because the first issue could have derailed a lot of people.
Right.
So I salute you for that.
Thank you.
And you are honed your craft. I know you're cracking into some things. Let me ask this. Now that you know what you had to do, you're now focused on getting into comedy. What was one of your first auditions?
My first audition was
Real official audition for something. What was it for, by the way?
It was for this one. They was still doing Def Comedy Jam.
Okay. I remember Def.
Talent was hosting it somewhere down in South Jersey, and I was just like, I want to do comedy. They was auditioning everybody, and he was like, you got 2 minutes. I didn't understand what he meant, 2 minutes. And I was up there like, hey, how y'all doing? And they clapping like, yeah, what's going on? I said, you good, bro? And he hit me with the light. And I was like, I ain't even get to my jokes. He was like, you got 2 minutes. You took 2 minutes saying hi. And I was like, wow. So I fell back for like 2 years. Like, nah, that's I saw how hard it was. But the truth, I took a little 6-7 month vacation, if you know what that means, for the brothers. And when I got back to society, I wrote every night, I'm going to do comedy when I get out. And
were you writing material or just writing the phrase, I'm going to do comedy?
I want to do comedy.
Okay, let's slow this down. Because a lot of people, and my boy Domingo is and big shout out to my boy Domingo, a.k.a. Flacco, because he's very adamant about telling me about writing stuff down.
Right.
And he does this mantra every morning. And, I'm looking at it sometimes like, my dude,
yeah,
I got to keep it moving, bro. But I know there's power behind that. My wife's remind me of that also.
Writing.
So you are on vacation.
On vacation.
And you're writing down, I am going to do comedy when I get out. Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. What I'm hearing is that this works.
I didn't have no material to write. I just knew that was going to help me.
That's what blew my mind. You're not writing material. You're just writing the phrase, I am going to do comedy.
It's some people don't understand. Like you got artists that don't write down. They just lyrically good. Like a lot of artists are geniuses. And a lot of geniuses may be weird. So you got to let a genius be weird because that's make him genius. Not writing comedy down, but just saying when I get out, I'm going to do comedy. And my first audition, when I got out, bombed so bad. Again, same spot.
Where was this?
This was in Brooklyn at, y'all remember, Talent used to host it. It was called something. He called me Keyshawn Johnson.
Your name is Hassan.
And like it was crazy. I couldn't even do a joke. He's like, I ain't do that to embarrass you. I just did that for hopefully you will run with it. Oh, that was my first.
Oh, okay. So
I still didn't get it. So people think they know comedy, but you don't until it hurts. When it start hurting, you funny. You funny when it hurts.
So you're now doing a couple stand-ups. You're getting better.
Better ain't the word. Woo. That ain't the word. Put it like this: when you fail so much and bomb so much, you have no choice to get better. You have no choice to get better.
Look into the camera so they can say this. Say it again to the viewers.
When you fail so much in life and bomb on stage so much, you have no choice to get better. If you leave, that means that wasn't meant for you to do this.
Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Every time my guest drops a jewel, I have to remind my listeners, apply this to your life. That was so profound, my dude.
You gotta bomb. You gotta lose. You gotta lose whatever you invest into.
No, but the typical guy, straight up, I'm gonna fail 6, 7, 8, 9 times. I'm gonna go pick up fishing. I'm gonna do something else.
Some people do that. Some people want to live and be secure with financial ways, with no passion. That just wasn't me.
So here you are, taking this ride, bombing, but knowing that this is your lane. Tell me your first great stand-up.
My
or
first
great set where you saw reactions and crowd and people were like, yeah, my dude.
You know what? It was a mainstream room, which is a white crowd in comedy. You have urban and mainstream. I did Caroline's on Broadway.
I know Caroline's. I got a room in the back, actually.
It was a guy named Dave Hammond used to do SNL. And it was a new comics night. I brought like 60 people from Jersey. It was crazy. The guy Dave went before me, killed it, standing ovation. I'm back there, damn, they got to go to the bathroom. I got 6 minutes. But that night, because my brother always told me, you look mainstream too. You don't look Iggerish.
Okay.
You got to probably look to go, okay, white people look you non-threatening black man. You got to be smart out here.
True.
That was my best set ever back then. doing 6 minutes, getting a standing ovation after he killed it.
After he killed it.
After he killed
So he
it.
raised the bar, and you went and just take it to the next level.
Because he had a lot of black jokes, and I used my upbringing jokes with the white family.
And
they was just looking at me like, how does he know that these white women are so nosy like that?
Yeah. So what's so funny to all the guests are everybody's in the house and everybody that's listening to this podcast and will be watching this podcast. Hassan is we're gonna put Hassan on the spot. He's gonna give us a 3-minute set at the end of the show, just to let you know how nice and how prolific you are with the comedy. So thanks on that home run, right? So now you're moving on. Let me ask you this. You are now in a position where people know you and you've been on a couple stages.
People, not the world.
Preach on it.
That's the key. Jersey, New York know me. The world need to know me. You don't want to be just Jersey, New York, because you bottled in. You know you funny when you funny on the road. People don't know that. You go down to Atlanta and DC and like LA, you know if you funny. You could be funny in the Bronx and Jersey. You'll know if you funny on the road.
Let me ask you this. Now that you are settled in your journey, and it's a pleasure to be sitting across from you, not only hearing your story, but knowing that you're going to be a movement pretty soon. So it's a blessing to have you on the SQR podcast. What are you looking forward to in the future? What are some of the projects that are coming up so the guests can be looking out for you and knowing what's going on?
Future projects, I'm producing another commercial with DraftKings. After the first 2 I did with Odell Beckham and Joel Embiid, helped write and produce 2 of those.
So DraftKings.
2,
you already did 2 joints.
2. 5 million views a piece going.
And what's coming up?
I can't tell you who we pranked because it's like a gag order.
Okay,
but we shooting another one. And just out of 300 people who casted for that to get picked, that's a blessing right there.
Ooh. It was so funny. I was listening to Jay Electronica the other night, and in a little piece, the lady says, "Oh, the room's getting smaller," and they go, "No, he's getting bigger." That's what I want to. That's the energy I'm feeling from you right now, bro.
You gotta just go.
The room is, you're getting bigger. It's not a room getting. You know what I mean? It's you're getting bigger. So I salute you on that. As we get ready to wrap, I want you to let people know if you have a YouTube channel, if you got a phone number, anything you want them to know, a Facebook where they can reach out to you, and some of the projects that are coming up.
Oh, the next project coming up, I'll be in Atlanta 2 weeks from now at the Uptown Comedy Corner, performing with J.J. Williamson. I'm on 3 dates, and I'm doing a sequel to my movie, Still Unemployed.
Okay.
Amazon Prime just gave me that little deal.
Nice.
And other than that, the biggest thing I'm still working on is just still being funnier. That's the biggest project. Still being funny. You have to hit stage. Never chase the money. I'm not getting paid after these 3 shows tonight. I'm not getting paid. Just for repetition.
Wow. Right there, as we go down this close, that's another jewel you stuck by us. Don't do it for the money.
No.
Sharpen that craft. And you're even doing 3 shows tonight. Where are you performing tonight? I'm
going to stop at the Comedy Cellar, do about 4 minutes. Then I'm going to hit the Comic Strip Live. Then I'm going to hit a hood room up in Brooklyn.
Ooh.
Over there on Avenue U, my man, he got a late room. But
you're going to get that stage presence.
When you do rooms like that, that's hood, you're going to leave either you going to do good or learn that you should do better.
SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg, Hassan Oliver, dropping jewels like a fisherman, just spilling fishes everywhere, bro.
Fishes.
Yo, just jewels everywhere. As we get ready to rock out on this, Oliver, Hassan, could you just lead us into a set that we're going to play so the viewers can watch? You want to run the DraftKings set? We said you want to...
Run the Odell Beckham one, because I had all of them fooled. Like, that had them, like, scared. One dude was sweating under this. Any angry black man on film, all white people get scared.
Bon, we're going to run that right after this. As we get ready to close here, SQR Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Hassan, all my guests on this podcast are asked the last 2 questions before we close. Mm-hmm. You have the magic wand. What 2 things you would impact in this world?
2 things I would impact.
I just gave you the magic one. You only got 2 wishes. And your second wish cannot be 2 more wishes.
So you want me to tell them what to do?
No. You got the magic one. What do you want? If you want to buy yourself 10 Lamborghinis, say you want 10 Lamborghinis, your first wish. You want to build a big house, you got the magic one. What do you want to do with that magic one?
The first one, I want any dark-skinned human being on earth, please treat our women like queens. All black men, Caribbean men, if we the same color, we need to, when a young see us, we need to show them that we need to treat people with respect, and please start showing our women more respect out here because they deserve it.
Second one
is, if you're in the entertainment business, you don't got to keep putting up coming soon, check me out. Don't put everything you do up because the real people go up, they watching you already.
Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Hassan Oliver, thank you so much for being here, bro. Great podcast. Check him out soon. We're going to put this podcast up. We're going to rock out in another 2 minutes. He's going to be on the set, dropping a quick set for us.
Quick set.
Squirrel Podcast, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. 1.
What's up, Odell Beckham Jr. here. I'm here with DraftKings. We're about to have some fun. What we got today is a bunch of football fans talking about some of their favorite football players around the league, and what they don't know is I'm gonna be waiting behind that curtain behind them. I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna shake their hand. That's surprise number 1, but here's surprise number 2. When I come out to surprise them and I shake their hand, what they don't know is my hand was already injured, and my hand all of a sudden is hurting. So 2 things are gonna happen after that. We're gonna go check on my hand, and Hassan's gonna come on, and he's gonna tear into somebody. So that's it. Let's have some fun.
Oh, Beckham, what's up, my man? God. Sorry, brother.
I know, bro. You got a strong hand.
Oh, man. Was that me? Was that too
Strong.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know it'll be all right, but
God, I'm so sorry.
No. Wait, bro, wait. What the is happening?
What literally did just happen, though?
How did he do that?
I think he might
Wait, I'm not talking to you, bro. We ain't supposed to be here first. And who's these people? What's wrong with him?
Dude,
Did he do before he did this? Because you said this was a professional shoot.
Yeah, and it is. We have the setup, dude. Like, what? Is he actually okay, though?
Yo, we could be in big trouble. What the wrong with his hip?
I don't know, dude. You didn't tell me something was wrong with his hip.
First
I told
of all,
you what we were
supposed
gonna
to be
do.
Here, before he came to do this right here, what happened? Ain't nobody gonna kneel like that and hurt their goddamn waist.
I told you that.
I don't even know. Man,
Tell him that we pranking him now. Tell him we joking the whole time.
Boy, you was about to catch some words, man. You was about to catch it, boy. I was about to take back. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm so happy you a nice person, bro.
That's all good, bro.
Oh man, and who's that? Good job, man.
Yeah, hey.
Good. That's A-class acting right.